Hi guys, coming off today we're gonna do a review of Castlevania season 2, episode 7. For Love. Episode title episode title For Love. And we begin where we last left off, where our main protagonist is going out of the Belmont estate and out of the Belmont bunker library with the help of my throat.
Sifa.
With the help of Sifa, with an ice magic staircase or an ice magic pillar tower thing. Hope you enjoyed the review. Have fun time and enjoy. Captain Muffert doing the review of Castlevania Netflix season 2, and I will do a season 3 as well. Anyway, so they get out of there and they do pretty good. And Saifa takes out the giant piece of block that they used to get out of there, or to get out of the library. And she removes the piece of block so she doesn't destroy the books, because she loves books. And I enjoy the character, Saifa. Pretty cool. Pretty good. Charming. And they have a nice banter between each other. Alucard and Trevor and Saifa. And then they go... then they go to the castle and do their mission. And the doors of the castle open, and hundreds of water fall down out of those vampires that died of the holy water in the last episode of the review that I have in my video review on YouTube. And those last remaining vampires of Dracula's armies and of Carmilla's armies are still fighting like dumbasses. But pretty badass, but they're not sensing that they're coming. And then they're sensing that they're coming with their smell. Vampires have very good smell with their noses. And we hear beginning... Damn my throat. Perfect. We hear the beginning of the music titled Blood Tears. Tears of Blood. And it's really good music. And I watched this episode at least 3 or 4 times. The last year of 2019, I think. Yes. I really enjoyed it. I can never get enough. Sorry, my throat. I can never get enough of it. Pretty good. The fighting scene, the choreography, or the fighting movements, pretty good. What did you enjoy, sir?
Allt.
Oh, he enjoyed everything. And they are fighting against the vampire generals that is... I forgot their names, but we will say the one that is armored, the one that is from Japan, and the one that is from India. Sorry, my throat. The one that is from India. And but they have their names before, so I will check it up later. I will put it in the text on YouTube later. All right. I will just focus on the action anyway. I really enjoyed the action. The music was perfect. It was perfection. And Alucard decides to transform into a badass wolf and fights. And kills a vampire soldier by stabbing him badass with his sword in his mouth. Like, he throws it like a boomerang, and the guy gets stabbed like, he gets that. And Alucard doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about vampire soldiers. He just like grabs a vampire soldier when he began. Hope you enjoy the video. But when he was transforming, he grabbed the vampire and just grabbed him with his vampire wolf teeth. With his vampire teeth. Okay, that's hard to pronounce anyway. Vampire wolf teeth, and he just threw him into the wall. Into the wall of the vampire staircase of his father's home. And Trevor basically murders everyone with Kung Fu style vampire whip blade. No. Sorry, my throat. I need to drink a second. There we go. Anyway, Trevor basically uses a vampire whip, the Morning Star. Pretty clever. He binds a vampire. He explodes another vampire inside of his mouth. Another one gets exploded inside of his mouth too. Another one gets smacked off his head and explodes into pieces. And the vampire's like, oh my god! The vampires are like, oh my god, I'm dying, oh my god! And then we have Sypha using a fire wall. And then she uses fire ice spike machine gun. She's basically using magic with spikes to shoot out like... And the vampire's like, oh my god! They're like dying. Ah! They're dying. Ah! And the three how many generals were they? Four? There were for each of them, so... Yeah. So the four general dies. The armored... I think the armored French vampire with the halberd dies. With getting a grenade inside of his mouth when Trevor's like, yeah, get this. Eat this. I'm like, oh! He's like... He explodes. That was the guy before. Sorry, my friend. That was the guy before. And then they killed pretty cleverly the other two generals. By the other general, the Indian vampire guy, gets killed by getting split in half with ice wall. What did you think about that scene, sir?
Oh, wow.
Pretty good.
Interessant.
He's like, oh, I'm just gonna cut you up with my own swords. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Captain Muffet presents Captain Muffet presents Castlevania Season 2, Episode 7. Anyway, so he was like, yeah, I'm gonna just jump up on this piece of ice and just like try to cut off your head, you seeker wizard. And she's like, what? And cuts him in half. And he's like, oh my god! He's like, oh my god! He's like, oh my god! And then he's like, cut in half. Split! Like a pancake. And the next vampire gets captured by Trevor Belmont's Morningstar Whip like an inbound cattle to slaughter, pretty much. And Sypha burns him inside of his face, right in his face, with fire magic. Like, hey! He's like, ah! He's like, ah! Damn it, I'm burning, damn it, ah! He's like, ah, I'm burning, god damn it, ah! Sorry, I shouldn't scream. But I'm trying to do the voice when he was like dying of fire. And the other one tries to avoid the whip of Belmont, but he was like, yeah, try to hit it. And she's like, nope, duck. And Alucard, sorry, I forgot about him. Alucard just like, shoot, off with your head. Cut off right in the neck. And she's like, ah. Oh, Alucard also fighted with the two vampires, which the one from the other India, I think. Mm-hmm. She was fighting with him when he was blocking with the sword. He was just like, I don't need to use my hands. I just use my sword with my magic. Or vampire abilities, I mean. Hope you enjoyed the video. There we go. Vampire abilities. And he's just like dancing with them. And he kills the Japanese vampire by cutting in her face. By doing a fast cut in the middle of her... Damn it, I cannot speak today. In the middle of her eyes, anyway. Mm-hmm. And she decides to not die because she's like, yep, I have vampire smoke magic. But then Sypha is like, freeze! And then crush her into bits. Ouch. What did you like about that scene, sir? Oh, wait. Say that a bit louder, thank you.
Every scene.
Oh, good. And then we go to the final boss showdown. Mm-hmm. The final boss showdown is between Dracula and his son Alucard. But before that, we see a little badass scene with, or a badass moment with, what was that guy again? The Forge Master, the second one? Isaac. Basically killing a vampire and smacking him down to death. And then he says, I want to protect you, and they talk about a lot of philosophy. Damn, my throat. You know, Dracula talks about a lot of philosophy, that a lot of dusty books and my sad memories. He feels sorry, so he wants to give this loyal servant loyal. What should we say? Loyal servant, second in command, a better chance at life at least. He's a nice guy. He's not an asshole. He's not an asshole for everything. To be fair, Dracula in the show has a reason for what he's doing. Sorry, my throat. Dracula in... Damn it, I cannot speak today. Dracula in the show has a reason for what he's doing. And he sends Isaac to the desert where he came from. Where Dracula recruited him in the beginning. But, you know, you live, you learn. We will see. Sorry, my throat. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will see if Isaac is going to continue on the good path or if he is going to be evil. We will see. Dun dun dun. Anyway, after that we have the fight and we have some badass fights and Cypher gets her ass wrecked by Dracula or Vladimir Tepish. And he shows some pretty cool moves from the video games. A fireball of death. And he ass whoopers. He basically does a... Hope you enjoyed the video. He basically gives a giant ass whooping on Trevor Belmont. He's like, oh my fucking god, you hit me in the stomach, oh god! And Alucard is pretty badass. Does his teleportation red thing. His cool teleportation. Pretty cool fight. And we could say this. Even Dracula is basically... Let us say this, a badass boss from a video game that's super hard to kill. Pretty much that. Except these guys are elite, but they are getting their asses whooped. And Dracula has Alucard or has Trevor Belmont in his throat. And then Alucard decides to save him by stabbing his father's arms with the sword in the middle. And then Cypher just burn in the face. And Cypher is a badass cookie, we could say. She's a pretty badass cookie. I will just say this. I give big applause. Hope you enjoy the video. I give big applause to the voice actor that provided the voices for the vampires and the good guys and the bad guys. Great job. Thank you very much. Great job. Excellent. Perfection. Was that good? I think that was good, yes. So, during the fight, they were fighting around, but Alucard and Dracula were fighting alone, doing fistfight combat. And beating each other inside and out of the castle's rooms. Inside of the kitchen, inside of the weapon, or inside of the kitchen, inside of the machine room, just fighting through walls like mad people. Pretty mad, like. How was the fighting in that? Was good fighting? Pretty good. I think the son is a bit superior, but the father has his own style, of course. I will say this. The fighting choreography... damn my throat. The fighting style or the fighting choreography in the show, perfection. 10 out of 10, no questions asked about this. Music, great. I can say this. I would rather watch the Castelvania Season 3 series than watch The Birds of Prey. Ha ha! I've watched the trailer. I know enough. Just in my opinion. But anyway. So Alucard and... basically Alucard and Dracula comes to one of the rooms. But Trevor and Cypher get split up with them. And they're trying to follow them up in the other rooms. Sorry. They're fighting 5 or 6 floors above them. Or one or two floors above them. And Dracula comes into the room he never wanted to come into. His son's own bedroom. Which is ironic because I'm kinda in my own bedroom right now, recording this. It's kinda funny. And Dracula gets basically a love moment and he's like, you know what, just kill me. I'm tired of this shit, just kill me. To be fair, in the show Dracula has expressed that he's just like, basically, his son put it best. How should we say? His son put it like, this is a quest for a sad man. He's not an asshole, but he's saying a good thing, that this is literally the longest suicide note in human history.
Yeah,
because the guy is so sad because his wife died and he has a child and he's like, What am I doing? I'm killing my own baby. I'm killing our baby. And he's like, you know, I kind of I kind of feel sorry for Dracula in this point because he's just a father. He just wanted to have a normal life. But everything was taken away. Wah, wah. Yeah, he needed to protect his son. But anyway, you know, I can kind of understand it because he was sad about his wife and everything. But anyway, he's saying like, you know, what am I doing? Why am I killing our baby right now? And that's what he said. And also like, he said, I forgot to mention that. He said, that's the greatest gift you could have given me. What was her wife's name again? Elaine?
Who?
Dracula's wife, I forgot. I can write it down on YouTube later, guys. But he said, you have given me the greatest gift, my wife. You have given me the greatest gift, my son. So he's like, you know what? And his son is literally killing him with his own, what was it? His own bedroom. His own bedroom. What was it called again where you're having the bed? One of the better... Damn it, my throat. He's killing him literally with a spike or... What a... With a spike made out of his own bedroom's bed. Or his own bedroom's side beds. It's the 1800s or something like that. So he's like accepting his death. And then he dies. Wants to hug his son. I think he wanted to do the hugging motion. I watched the episode recently. I actually watched the episode right now. When we are speaking right now. Anyway, he wanted to hug him. And then Trevor unceremoniously cut off his head. Wah, and what the hell? In my opinion, that was what the hell, but you could have just cut off his head maybe afterwards. Though, to be fair, they didn't know if Alucard was in danger or not, so kind of understandable. And I like that Dracula was looking at the room. He was looking like Elias, yeah. He was looking at his wife's and his creation of, you know, creating his son's bedroom, learning him about ethics, learning him about good things, and making his plushies. Yes, burns his face. Or burns his body so he can die. So he can rest in peace, at least. For now. Because Dracula never dies, technically. Dun dun dun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun time and enjoy. 10 out of 10, no questions asked. Anyway, I like that he looked at one of the plushies. He looked at the room. He looked at the whole room. And in one of the plushies, it was a little wolf. It was a little wolf plushie. A cute little dog wolf plushie. Aww. And then, when he stopped in the room, he stopped at the portrait with his wife, Elaine. I forgot the name of the wife, but I will write it down the video. Could you do me the... I think my co-pilot can help me with that. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Add videos in. But he looked at the picture of him and his little angel boy. Oh, yeah. When Dracula died, a lot of evil demons and ghosts. Or a lot of ghosts. A lot of ghosts and stuff went out of him. And they went out to the world again. And flied away. Evil things. And the only thing that remained... Damn it, my throat. The only thing that remained was the wedding ring of him that his wife gave him, or that he got from his wife. The only thing that remained was his wedding ring. And that was everything. And the main protagonist, Alucard and Trevor Belmont, goes out of the castle and a nice morning sunrise. And the future is uncertain. ... We see you next time. Goodbye. 10 out of 10, no questions asked. I did it twice.